Am I the asshole for not waking up a tourist who overslept and missed the day trip she paid for? Hi guys, I'm 21 female, a Bulgarian tour guide who accompanies groups to Sicily. On a recent trip, one woman who was traveling alone, mid-30s, was consistently oversleeping. The first day after we arrived, we had a day trip to Etna and Taormina, for which we depart at 8 a.m., as we do all other day tours. I make sure that all tourists are informed of the departure times on the bus the day before, and they also have my number to call in case they forget so I can remind them. They also have printed out pamphlets with the schedule made by the travel agency that I hand out that has the times of departure on it. All of the group was on time except one woman. She was late by 10 minutes, which, okay, maybe she got caught up in something and was late. I excused it, then mentioned to the whole bus on the mic that I do not tolerate lateness beyond 15 minutes, at most, in case of emergency like a forgotten possession, and that I must always be called and informed in case someone is running late. Trip went by okay otherwise. The next day, the same tourist was late again, by 25 minutes, almost an entire half hour. I called her twice to no answer, and we were just about to leave without her when she came out running and got on the bus. She got lucky as a receptionist of the hotel asked me about a missing piece of info on the rooming list and earned her some time. I reminded everyone again that I will not be waiting anymore for late tourists in the morning, and waking up on time is their responsibility. When we came back that evening, she asked me if I could make sure to wake her up on time. I reminded her a third time that it's not my responsibility for waking people up. Everyone gets a printed itinerary with departure times, and I announce everything the day before. She kept saying, no, just knock on my door if I'm not out by 8:15. And I kept repeating, I really can't do that for everyone. Please set an alarm. Well, on the day we were visiting Syracuse, she didn't show up. I waited 15 minutes after the supposed departure time, called her twice to no response, then left with the bus and the rest of the group. She called me in a panic about an hour later, asking where we were. I explained the situation calmly. She got angry and said that I had one job and that I cheated her out of the money she paid to go on that day trip. She missed the whole day trip and was furious the next day. Later, she told the rest of the group that I abandoned her and also called my agency, leaving a bad review about me. Am I the asshole for not personally waking up a grown woman despite warning her multiple times I wouldn't?
Bro, an hour later? Like, come on. If you were like 5 minutes later, like, maybe. You still don't really have a leg to stand on. What I don't understand is, like, how do you voluntarily spend your money? This is my hard-earned money. I worked hard to create this income, to pay for this vacation, to do the day trip and everything. How do I not set my own alarm? It's 2025. You don't really have an excuse. Take a look at Teresa's phone with her alarms, and she has like alarm slots for every 5 minutes. So like she can just turn on and off which time she wants to get up in the morning. So if like this was such an issue for her to get up, like you could go onto Teresa's phone and just select 6:55, 7:05, 7:10, 7:15, blah, blah, blah. And you can set an alarm to go off every 5 minutes until you wake up. And you can go into each of those alarms and you can change them to different ringtones and songs so that eventually something will get you up. If you have a problem, you need to set an alarm. It is not this person's responsibility. And they said, I'm not doing that. You need to set an alarm.
Yep, she warned her.
You got warned.
I cannot imagine being a grown woman asking another grown woman to knock on my door. Like a total stranger. To knock on my door and be the boss of me. Like I'm a child.
Right?
And make sure I get out of bed.
No.
That's so wild to me.
That's craziness. The delusion.
The delusion is
Bro, then she's an hour late. Like,
yeah. She's like, where are you?
Yeah.
Girl.
Are you dumb?
You are so disrespectful. Like, you were going to make me wait with a bus full of people. Us and everybody were going to wait for an hour for you.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't put an alarm on or you couldn't wake up to an alarm. Like, there are other options. Like, you got to deal with that. Like, maybe, what do you do for your job?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to wake up at a certain time.
Yeah, like what? I remember seeing a TikTok one time, and it was like a really young person talking about how they're time blind, and how they can't set an alarm. They can't be on time for work because they're time blind.
What does that mean?
It just sounded like a bunch of bullshit. She's like, I don't know how to look at a clock. I don't know how to make sure I'm on time.
I don't know.
I use a TikTok trend, I think, or something.
A trend?
I don't know if it was a trend, but I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, is this bait click? Is this bait click? But that's what this reminds me of. Clickbait. That's what I meant.
Jesus Christ.
That's what this reminds me of, because, like, how are you time blind? How are you that dumb that you don't know how to get to work on time?
I do think, like, people have issues where they, like, sleep through their alarms.
Sure.
But I think there are other...
Listen, I paid for something. I have something very important. I'm going to set enough alarms that I will make sure that I get
exactly.
up. If I have a decent hard time waking up, I'm going to set an alarm every 5 minutes. If I have a harder time than I'm going to set an alarm every 2 minutes. If I have a harder time, I'm going to set an alarm every minute to a different ringtone to the point where I'm driven insane. But hey, at least I woke up.
I think there are actually, like, alarms that will vibrate or something. Like, there are other alternatives that you can do.
Well, like, you can hit snooze. Here's a life hack for you. Take your phone, put your alarms on it, and then put your phone on the other side of your hotel room. Don't put it on your nightstand.
That won't wake her up.
No, it does. You still hear it, but at least you have to get up and out of bed to snooze it. Because if it's on your nightstand and you wake up and you're like, ugh, I'm so tired, and you hit snooze. We don't know if
the issue is snoozing, though.
I'm assuming
some people don't hear their alarms, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but I'm saying if your issue is that you hear it and you hit snooze and you go back to bed, you're like, oh yeah, the alarm woke me up and then I snoozed it and I fucked myself. If that's your issue, put your phone on the other side of the hotel room.
Yeah.
If you don't hear the alarm, you know what I used to do? Oh my God. When I was a kid in like high school or whatever, back when there was no AirPods and it was wired, I would put headphones in my ear and I'd sleep with cabled wired headphones in my ear.
What the hell?
So my alarm went off in my ear in the morning.
How did they stay intact?
Sometimes it didn't.
That's actually setting you up for failure, because what if you lost both of the headphones in the middle of the night? That is dumb.
I was more worried about, like, what if I, like, choked myself while I was sleeping?
Well, that too, yeah.
Never happened, though.
I'm glad you're still here with us.
I slept like a Japanese princess.
What?
Okay, I watched this show one time where, like, they were made to, like, sleep perfectly on their back, and instead of a pillow, they had, like, a 2-inch little wood thing for the back of their head to rest on. And if they rolled over in the middle of their sleep, they were like, they failed the test. The test was to, like, sleep like Sleeping Beauty, like perfectly still. Like, they weren't allowed to move at all. They're like, just had to be tight. And if they rolled their head off this little tiny block, you fail.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was some kind of weird movie I watched one time. That was a while ago.
Never heard of that.
Yeah. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, let me know that I'm not alone.
Anyways, top comment. This woman could have also requested a wake-up call from her hotel.
You can do that?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
You can.
See, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Because we have technology.
Because I have an iPhone or a smartphone that has an alarm on it. Like, that sounds like something from the 60s, 70s, 90s. I think that would have died around 2000.
But that's also, like, if her issue is that she cannot hear the alarm and you want someone to knock on your door, get the freaking hotel to do it.
How can you hear the knock on the door or the phone ringing and you can't hear your alarm? Change the song on your alarm. Turn your volume up. Get a different alarm. I don't know.
That's what I mean. Like, there's so many different solutions here.
Yeah, like if you're a heavy sleeper, get one of those like super annoying, like cosmically funny alarms that are like... What the fuck? What's the one alarm that I set on the Remember I changed the song to something.
You have so many.
I think it was church bells.
Disgustingly brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the church bells.
I put like
I hear it in my head.
Like the worst rap song I'd ever heard. I put that as like one of my ringtones, and it gets me up every time. Teresa hates my alarms. Do you know what?
Just like the classic alarm, the classic iPhone one.
Have you enjoyed not having to hear my alarm on Saturday mornings anymore?
Yes, it's really fucking nice.
Yeah. Almost forget that you had to wake up every Saturday morning when I got up to go to work.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, guys. If you don't like going to work on Saturdays, it will end eventually one day. Light at the end of the tunnel. You got this.
Start a podcast. All right, there's a short edit here that says, I talked to my manager today. I was so nervous at first because I was already tired of this whole shenanigan and didn't want to spend ages defending myself. So I went to him first and explained the situation before he approached me. He told me, word for word, Hun, I deleted that bullshit from my email as soon as I read it. LOL, an icon. They'll remove the bad review.
Yeah, excellent. See, there's nothing. She didn't do anything wrong. No big deal.
We love a reasonable manager.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, back to me.